Oh, all right. So I was right. See, when you do it during the day, it's so much better. So I was really trying to like rush my day just so I could to talk to you guys, and hopefully no one will need to stop by and say hello. That's why sometimes I like to do them like sometimes just at the park, or like sometimes wherever you get the inspiration. But um for now, I'm here today, and I'm grateful for it. How are you? I hope that everything is well and wonderful with you. So I am Reverend Dr. Marie Breville. So as it is, I'm not that kind of reverend. So you could calm down. It's okay. Um well, to start, I always say, because I don't know if they're, well, I can't say I don't know if there are newcomers, because there are always some newcomers in here. So I just wanted to welcome you, um, and say, welcome to a pretty good space. Maybe I have to close this. There's like a light that's trying to mess around with my greatness right now. Let's see if I close completely. Not really, actually. I think the light is coming from this way. So, oh well. What does it say? I think love myself, love yourself. So, as is, love myself. All right. So, as I said, you are welcome here. This is a safe place. I'm Reverend Dr. Marie Breville. I usually make my lives over self-help, anything that can hopefully be part of helping you to have an easier, a better lifestyle. It's always about doing better for yourself, about just good information overall when it comes to lifestyle and health, because I am in the field of public health, and I've done social work for the most part of my life. So this is why I tend to sit well there. And what else? What else should I share for the newcomers? It's just like, welcome, subscribe, it with your friends and family so you could have the talk with them, because a lot of the topics maybe a conversation starter in your home. You just, you just got to try it to know it. And here we are. So as it is, you see that my subject today is that let your test be your testimony. Because a lot of times, we go through things and we are being tested in life, and we don't know where it's leading to. We don't even know when it started. We just find ourselves right in the midst of it all and trying to figure it out. So let me tell you, it's not over. It's something that you need to, I don't want to say get along with, you know, because you don't want to get along anything that hurts you, anything that make you feel diseased, anything that makes you feel uncomfortable. You don't want to get used to it, but a lot of times, you just gotta confront it, right head on sometimes, even um in ways that you did not believe that you were prepared to do so, but you did it anyway. And the outcome is today that test has become your testimony. Maybe you had to deal with grief in your family. Maybe you lost parents, children, sibling, and uncle and aunt, grandma, grandpa, because sometimes those folks are the ones who raise many of us. So that's definitely important. If you've dealt with grief, you need to deal with it properly. A lot of us, sometimes we don't want to deal with grief. We just want to jump over it and act like it never happened. But guess what? It did. So you have to find a way, the channels, the outlets to properly deal with it as well. Okay. And perhaps you had to deal with um financial challenges. Perhaps you lost a job, you lost both jobs, you couldn't find a job. Maybe you went through a divorce and that had a negative financial burden on you, and you have to deal with it, and it's just a major challenge, and you just don't know which foot to put forward, because it's just like no matter how much you try, it's like it feels like you're not getting anywhere. It's like, hello, what's going on? I'm trying so hard. Why is it not working? Why is everything that you try to do is just not going anywhere? You don't know why. Maybe there's a lesson for you to learn. Maybe there's something that keeps coming back and back and back and back and forth to you, and for whatever reason you just don't seem to yet learn the lesson that it's trying to teach you. Maybe it's trying to teach you boundary. And sometimes people misconstruct boundary for just, oh, don't come in my face, oh, you stay over there, oh, don't come here please. Also, boundary, although it can be that too, but boundary is also about protecting my space. You know, like, this is what I tolerate, this is what I can't. You know, if I were to be giving you a ride, my boundary is don't smoke in my car. I don't care who you are, you know. Don't smoke in my car. Don't attempt to smoke in my car, because you'll probably be dropped in the middle of the highway of nowhere, and I will drive away. Um, what else? I mean, don't drink in my car. Obviously, if you can't smoke, you can't drink. And I mean, like, abusing alcohol. And what else? I mean, I'd prefer no cursing as well, because most likely, if I'm traveling anywhere that's a little far, more than not, my son is with me, or other children may be with me. So I like to surround myself with children, because there's a lot of things I don't have to worry about. I don't have to worry about smoking and drinking and cursing. Being around them is just pure fun, and always fun, as long as you have money to keep feeding it to, all those park amusements and ice creams, and sometimes it could be just a day at the park, and it's just so simple, but sometimes with adults it can be so challenging, and sometimes you may have the patience. You may be going through stuff yourself, and you just don't you choose not to have the patience for it. Therefore, you're not around it. Sometimes you just don't want to have to deal with that. But let me pull my chair down. That's so much more better. I didn't think of it. Okay. So yeah, um having having boundaries is not all about like, don't come near me, stay away, but it's also about protecting what you have, protecting and preserving your peace. It's like, listen, you want me to pick up, so and so, I can't, because if I pick him up, They're going to be talking all that junk in my car, all that negativity, all that. I don't have time for that. If you're going to be around me, I need that positivity. I need you to feed me something I didn't know before. And if I allow so and so to come here, I'm not going to get that. So, no, I can't pick them up. So sometimes your boundary could be something like that. It could be, oh, well, I heard about the barbecue too. And I know if I go there, someone always gonna wanna, I don't know, maybe break a fight or, excuse me, here you go, always. Um, or I don't know, someone is gonna bring up some stuff that nobody wants to talk about, or people don't want to face, or it's going to be something that you would prefer not to be around. Then make a decision. Don't be around it. Don't force yourself to do things that deep inside you don't want to do. That's part of it too, because a lot of times we talk about boundaries. I have boundaries. I don't want people this, I don't want people that. I have boundaries. Don't show up at my house unannounced. Don't show up at my house if I don't invite you. Boundaries. But at the end of the day, you don't even protect yourself. At the end of the day, you don't even preserve your peace. So all of that is also important when it comes to boundaries. But we're not into boundaries today, so I'm not even going to get any deeper in that. So today it's much more about turning your test into the testimony. So as I was saying before, it's like sometimes um things happen to you and you don't know specifically what it is that you even needed to learn about it. Let's say that you had an accident or you got injured, you got into, you ended up in a slip and fall and you hit your head in a coma for like a month. What is it you're supposed to learn? you know what is it? You've been in a coma. What? You're learning communication skills. You're learning listening skills because now you hear everything, but you can't say anything. So, what is it, that you're supposed to learn? Whatever it is, I'm sure you will learn it. But I'm just saying, because sometimes when things happen to us, and we're not able to pinpoint immediately what is it that we're supposed to be learning, we find ourselves in a bit of a dilemma. We're like fighting ourselves. What is it? Why did that happen to me? Why did it have to be to me? Why did you go and you just like in a fight with yourself, like why? You're running the whole world on why. Well, sometimes why not? Who would you want it to happen to? Would you prefer it happen to your little sister, your little brother? You know, who you who would you rather it happen to? Would you prefer that it happen to your mom, to your grandma, to your neighbor? I don't know. Who would you want it happen to? And maybe the universe can help you out. I'm just kidding. You get that, right? I'm just being like, okay. So sometimes when things happen to you, the thing already happened to you. It already happened to you. Therefore, I hope this is not cutting off. Okay. I hope this is not cutting off um my video. The car just turned off for a second. Um so, when okay. When things like that happen to you, you just need to be patient with yourself and learn what it is that needs to be. Sometimes you're trying to learn something that you don't even know. You don't even know what it is that you're learning, but you're learning other things. Um, for instance, if you were injured, whatever way, and now you're so limited, you have to count on other people. You have totally lost your independence. So now you have to count on people to do everything for you, to drive you, to help you get out of the car, to pick the stuff that you just purchased, that the store put in your car because you couldn't even do it. um you have to call someone to get up the stairs, or you have to move downstairs because you can't even get up the stairs if you live in a building like condo, apartment kind of thing. Or even if you were in your own home, you might be so injured to the point that you have to move your bedroom downstairs in the playroom. You have to move your master suite in the playroom because you can't get up the stairs anymore. you know so it's very challenging. There are a lot of things to learn, and sometimes there's not enough time. You feel like the time is rushing, you know and you got to learn so much in a little bit of time. So don't discourage. Just know that that test today that you seem to be maybe failing, you feel like you're not performing to the best of your ability because you're a straight A student, but here you are fighting to get a C or a D plus or even a D minus sometimes. Here you are fighting to try to um, get a mini grade that you would have never had before. So it's your test today, but it's your testimony tomorrow. Tomorrow, when people see you, it's gonna be a different ball game. You're not gonna be the same person anymore. Here you are, a person who used to depend on somebody for everything that you had to do. If you had to reach on top, someone had to come and help you. If you had to even cook way, someone has to come and finish it up for you. Here you are, a person who's very healthy, who used to like get everything organic, but of course, everything organic is a drive away. So here you are now getting things that are not as organic as you would prefer just because it's a long drive away. And nobody got time for that. They might have a little time for you, but they don't have that kind of time to the point of driving you so far away. And then they got to come back and still handle their own business. I'm not saying that to be upset at them, but I'm saying that everybody got their own life going on. Everybody's not like you. Everybody's going to not everyone is not going to be willing to just take a day off from work to help a friend. you know um, Everyone is not going to be willing to, um, I don't know, give you some extra time, give you more than 30 minutes, give you more than an hour. Not everybody's like you. Not everybody's like me, who would be willing to go the extra miles to help someone. Not everybody's like you. As a matter of fact, something might have happened to you, and you can find none of these people you even used to help. You know, none of the folks that you used to help before can be found anywhere. I love this lipstick. Don't ask me why. It's so pretty. There's something. It is so pretty. Okay. If you see Riri, tell her that Fenty cream is my favorite. So she need to send me some more. Okay. I'm not gonna pick too much because I gotta go back inside or whatever, but I just didn't want my lips to get dry, be dry. Okay, that's better. Anyway, um, you know, everything that now you're thinking, you may become so frustrated because you're like, what is going on? I have been there for all these folks over the years, and now I just need and some milk and some juice and some water. There's no one to help me. I would have done them. I would have done it for them. I would have been there. I would have helped them. I would have showed up. I would have dropped everything I have to do and spent some time. Not everybody's like you. And when you do stuff for them, you do stuff for people. It's not 100%. You didn't do it so it can come back. You hope it comes back, but there was no guarantee of it coming back when you did it. If you were to do things based on your redeemable points, being able to redeem those services back, it doesn't even have to be double points. It could be the exact same points or even half the points you provided, you know, and nowhere to be found. You can't find anybody, you can't find anyone to kind of share with you the same services that you shared with them. The same things that you were able to do for them, that they're gonna be doing them for you too. Exactly. Too bad I don't have my other phone because someone just maybe Idris. I may say it wrong because I'm on the phone, so I can't really see everything. I just quickly try to see your comment, and that's exactly what it is. If you're gonna sit back and wait for people, you're gonna become frustrated. Even after, you're gonna be like, oh my God, I helped John, I helped Mary Jane, I helped Marie, I helped Mary, I helped Jean, I helped Peanut, I help, I don't know, Jose, I help what? Nietzsche, I help. I mean, you go around the globe, and now when it's your turn, you can't find anybody to help you because just tell yourself, I want, I hope that I can help someone. If I help one or two people, that's cool with me because those one or two people will go and help someone else. Every time that you fall into those frustration and you just want to be mad because you're like, I did so much, I helped so many, and now I can't find one person to just walk down the road with me, to just give me a ride, to just, you know get on the bike with me, my God. You just need a little help. Maybe a help that's going to last 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And you giving people help for an hour, for 4 hours. You drove somebody to other states, 8 hours for nothing. You didn't charge them. You just helped them. You paid for school for others. You take other people's children. And now today you're sick. Nobody's there to take your children or even your child. You understand? So I think I need some lotion too. My God, I'm like going through today. So no, I'm not going through. I'm just kidding. I have an allergy. For whatever reason, it won't leave this finger alone. I don't know if you can see the discoloration. Like, that's not where we were, but I figured since I mentioned, you see two fingers, look at them. See? It it and I have it, see, it does the same to my, but these places it could stop, but this finger, it won't let it. This wonderful, beautiful, look at how beautiful my fingers are, my hands. I just have beautiful hands. Like, I could be like a hand model. I was supposed to do that some time ago, and Anyway, so, you know, and I didn't. It's not too late because my hands are still beautiful regardless. See, I can confirm myself. I don't need no confirmation, child. So yeah. Oh, that smells so good. I'd tell you what it is, but they didn't pay me. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I could show you what I'm using. That cashmere. I think you guys know about it. It seems like people were talking about it a lot. Donna Karen. I would show you her because she had she had businesses in Haiti. Therefore, if you got business in Haiti and you're not mistreating people, most likely I will mention you if I know about it, that is. So, or if I'm using it and it so happen I'm on live. Um, it's a little bit, uh, people say it's a little pricey. Some others say it's not. I don't care. I want it. I get it. Isn't it how it goes? No, I'm kidding. True. All right, let's get back to business. So, I want you to say every time that you get frustrated, every time that you're going through and you just don't know what else to do. It's the trees that you're seeing in my glasses. It's so funny. Every time that you become so frustrated, you don't know what to do. You really want to lose it. You really want to quit because you're like, you know what? Forget it. I'm moving back to my country. I'm moving back to my state. I'm moving back. I'm quit. Don't quit. It's a test because something bigger is about to come to you. Is about to come for you. Is about to come into your world. And in order for you to receive those blessings, you're being tested to see if you have the capacity to receive something so big. Like, for example, if you wanted to give somebody, you wanted to really give somebody $1 million, you're not just gonna hand them $1 million unless you know who they are. But let's say it's some random person. You a billionaire, a trillionaire, a zillionaire, and you just wanted to like go around and give people. What you would do is you would go. Maybe today you give them $10. The next time you give them $100. The following time you give them $1,000, just to see how they manage. Just to see what they do with it. And because they handled $100 so well, it's okay to give them $1,000. Next time you come, $2,000. The following time, $5,000. So now they're off the street. They went and put a down payment on a little apartment. Now they clean. They're looking for a job. They're not at the same spot that they were before. But if you've given them all this money that they could have used, to better themselves, instead they took it and if they have issues with drugs and they wasted it in drugs, you might not be so prone to say, let me come back and help you, even though it's a problem. People need need help with it. But you kind of expect people to pull it together. When you don't have much and people are trying to help you, you expect the person to do better. And then he's the person blowing it up. The person that blows it up, I'm sure you're not going to come back and give them any more money. But the person that did not blow their money up, that instead of eating their money, they were saving it so they could go and find somewhere to go. So I'm sure that person is the person you're going to be more willing to support because they did something with it. So right now you might be limited. You might be a bit limited on the things that you have, the things you used to have, you no longer have them. You might not have access to that beautiful car anymore. You might not have access to that beautiful home by the water you used to have anymore. You might not have access to all the wonderful things, all the luxury cars, all the VIP events you used to go to. You don't have access to them anymore. But guess what? Somebody was looking out for you. I don't know, call it God, call it Jesus, call it universe, call it Muhammad, call it Buddha, call it Shiva, call it whatever you like. But somebody was looking out for you. Call them your angel, call them whatever you like. Somebody was looking out for you. Although sometimes it doesn't feel like it, because then you're like, if someone is looking out for me, why am I going through so much? Why am I being tested? Why am I being challenged? Was Joseph not tested? I don't know if you know about any stories in the Bible, but the ones in the Blue Moon, I remember one and I just share it with you. Was Joseph not tested? But every time he was being tested, he said, that's not what I saw for me. That's not the plan I know that God has for me. Jeremiah 11. Or did I miss it? That's one of my favorite verses, but once in the blue moon, I mess up the numbers. So, I know the plans you have for me. Plans to get me a better life. Plans, to take me out of where I am, to put me somewhere better. Plans to no longer be a slave, but to be on top. Did it not come from a slave to being royalty? So why do you think that something like that cannot happen to you? You might seem to be at the bottom, but you're really on top. It's just that your eyes haven't seen it yet. You remember faith? You don't see it. You can't see it yet. But then when your eyes start opening up, and then all of a sudden you start seeing the plans that were put there for you, the plans that were supposed to be yours. There are plans of royalty. Accept them. Accept them. Because a lot of times we complain about the things we don't have, and then when they're coming to us, we don't even accept them. Because you know what? What am I gonna do with a Toyota? I really wanted a Lexus. What am I gonna do with a Hyundai? I wanted an Infinity. What am I gonna do with a what else did I say? I don't know. A Chevrolet when I can use a Benz or why do I need a Benz when I'm looking for a Maserati? So a lot of times we don't receive our blessings just because we believe that they're supposed to be packaged in a certain way. Okay? We believe they're supposed to be packaged in a certain way, so we don't receive them. So my dear, beloved, friends, family, wherever you are, whoever you claim to be, I see my son, he's not too far. So I know he's going to be jumping up in here in my car. So I have like less than 1 minute to do a closing. So, just know that this test you're going through is going to be your testimony. There will be a day you're going to be laughing about this. You're going to be like, oh my God, when I was in so much pain, like I'm still in pain, but when I was in even worse pain, I wanted to laugh, but I just couldn't laugh because my face wouldn't move. My face was like, and I'm like, they're like, oh my God, you're not smiling. You mad? And I'm like, I'm not mad. I just can't move. Like these were not moved. Like when something is swollen, you can't pinch it. So all of this was swollen, and it's still swollen. You can see the difference here. It's still like bigger, but um, you know, it's just not the same. You know, it's just not the same. So you're being tested. Don't let that test, don't you fail the test. Here's what it is. Don't fail the test. You know, you're being tested, but don't fail the test. The reason you're being tested is because you are loved, you are cared for, and somebody, something, some spirit, some whatever you wanna call it, has something special for you. And it's not over till it's over, and even when it's over, it's not over. So you gotta push through. You got to find a way to push through. Even if sometimes you're tired, you're like, you know what? Forget it. I don't think I'm being heard. But that's not true. When you feel that way, I want you to say, I know you hear me. You always hear me. I know you hear me. You always hear me, and state your demand. Don't be afraid to ask. Like what I tell people is, right? When people are talking to, again, whoever or whatever you call it, if you call it green tree, that's you. If you call it Jesus, that's you. If you call it God, that's me. That's you. If you call it Muhammad, Buddha, whatever, a lot of times you see me call the Most High, because there are too many arguments that I'm not willing to open to be part of. The Most High for me, okay? So if you don't have any name to call anything, don't call anything, anything. Just keep watching, keep sharing, and keep being here. That's all. Um, so, so don't give up. Anytime that comes to your head and you just want to give up, just say, I know you hear me. You always hear me. I want this car. I want this. And, just state your demand, because a lot of times we don't get because we don't ask. You have not because you ask not. Everything is there for you to utilize, but you're so scared, you'll rather go to the bank and ask them for a loan for the house, while they probably could have, you probably could have found that money somewhere. But we so scared, we go to the bank instead. We're like, can you give me some money? I need a house, Can you, help me out? And sometimes maybe that's the process you need to go through to learn another lesson. You just never know. But as I said, when you feel the struggle coming, just say, I know you hear me. You always hear me, and say thank you. Remind yourself that you're grateful. You're very grateful. Look at that good life you got. You're able to come online. Some countries right now, they could be sitting here all day and still can't even get in. So you're able to just click a button and here you are online, and you have access to millions and billions of videos, thousands of videos that can help you, to better your life. That's a blessing, So as I started to say, I'm trying to catch my words now, okay? I'm not gonna let you miss anything. I'm coming. Like when you go to your parents' house, I think I shared this with you guys, or maybe I shared it with my clients. I don't know. But when you go to your parents' house, right? If you wanted ice cream, you see ice cream in the fridge. Are you afraid to touch it? I mean, I don't know if you had that kind of a parent, where anything you touch, you die for. But most likely, if you go in the room, okay, let's go into something else, something that's less threatening than food, because it could be scarce depending where we are. But if you find perfume, or what do you call it? Nail polish, or sunglasses, You go to their room or something, and then you see that. Do you feel comfortable to take it? I know some people are gonna be like, oh, you would never touch my mom's stuff, my dad's stuff, and blah blah blah. But in most cases, you won't feel a thing. You won't even care. You come in their house and then you're like, oh my God, this is like really pretty. An idea notebook? That's so cool. You just take it and go home with it. At least I know that's how my kids are. That's how my son is, you know? And even other children, like when that I work with, they won't take it because they, boundaries, but they will ask. And they ask with the hope that the answer will be yes. They ask and you see them so happy already. They know you're going to most likely say yes. And, but they ask. But I'm saying if they were to go back to the country where their parents reside and they saw a mango on the table, you're not just going to eat it because, in the Caribbean, you have to be respectful. They don't want you to just take it and eat it. But if you knew for sure that was your mother's mango, like for example, my parents, they had Len, I'm about to say ground. So much for translation. They had lands and they had trees, and they had like mango trees and bitter oranges, watermelon and stuff like that. I don't ask those things. I don't ask for permission for. I just go in there and take and bring my friends with me too, which could get a lot of kids in trouble, if it were them. But I guess we were more well off than we knew, I mean, just like many things, if at the house there's cereal, I just take, and if my friends over, I give them some too. So it wasn't that big of a deal. So it's the same thing when you, if you guys only understood, I wish that everyone who watches this understand what this means. If you call whoever you call and you know that they hear you and they always hear you, they're always there for you, they protect you, they this, they that. So if you need something, you should be able to get it, right? Because that's what it says. I mean, he wants you to have an abundant life. He doesn't want you to have a poverty life, or she doesn't want you to have a poverty life. They want you to have, let me just say they, because I can't keep saying he, she. I'm about to like twist my head into a vertigo mode that I don't need. It's like, oh, I better not lose my words. Oh God, I think I'm losing it a little bit. I lose my track. But with the parents, it's like it doesn't matter. It's like, it's theirs, it's yours. Unless it's something that's like higher than that, something that is different, it doesn't matter. You can just go and take and have fun, But when it comes to something different, like you go to maybe your auntie house, and I think still at my auntie houses, I can still do the same thing. I can just be like, I'll tell, but I will take. I'll be like, I'm having this, daddy, auntie. I'm having that. They're not gonna be like, oh no, don't touch it or whatever, unless it belongs to someone else. But that's the feeling. I don't know if the point that I'm making is, it's the feeling I want you to have. Even if, let's say that, okay, this thing keep closing up on me. Even if your parents were not that type, even if your parents were like really strict, they didn't want you to have anything, they didn't want you to deal with anything, they didn't want you to, they just didn't make you that comfortable. But imagine if you want, what, like imagine parents like you, maybe you're more lenient, you're more open to have your children being in your room, hang out with you, watch a movie or something. Maybe you're more of the parent that you wish you had, you know so think of it that way. If you were your parent, would you be proud of you? Would you want to give you everything? Would you want to give you the world? So imagine the same way, the world belongs to you. So, money is an energy. You can get it. You just got to keep practicing, even if it doesn't seem like it works. I left you guys, a prayer to 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 motivate that energy to come to you. You can use that. If that doesn't work for you, you can always come up with your own way. Come up with your own ways and stuff. But I just wish that people, everyone could really have one day of wealth, so they know that poverty is not their destination, that poverty is not the best thing. Poverty, I some of the stuff I don't like, in the Christian church, is like a lot of them don't, they understand what those verses meant, what the parable really meant, and then they went ahead and they translate into whatever poverty mindset they had, and then they in, you know incorporate that in their members head, and people really believe that stuff. This is the question I ask people all the time, right? If I probably shouldn't even get into that, I probably should finish this one. But let this be the last. This is the thing I tell people, right? um if you if your pastor's telling you that poverty is good, it's a good thing, how come they're not in poverty? I seldom know any pastor who's in poverty, but I can point to so many members that are in poverty that many have come to rescue before. I'm not saying just me, I'm talking like any other person around them, or that who became aware of their situation, come to their rescue. So if poverty is a good thing, it keeps you humble. How come, like TBN? How come these people, they have their own jet? They fly their own plane. While we're not gonna get into that. We could get into it another day, another time, another hour. Um, but I just want to tell you that everything is ready to come to you. The car, the house, the boat, the lake house, let's work on it together. I know there's more out there um awaiting us, all of us. Let's work on it together. Let's try to see if we could do this together, because it'll even be more powerful, you know? So I just want to tell you, when you feel discouraged, don't be so discouraged. Know that you need your courage to continue the trip that you're in. You need your courage to further up that road that you're on, and you just don't want to give up yet. Your testimony, that test that you're taking, that seems to shaking you up. It doesn't make you comfortable anymore. It makes you want to quit. It makes you want to run. That test will be the test that will be your testimony. Tomorrow, when people will inquire about the test, You say, oh, the test, that's over. But I have a testimony. You have time? So, people always want to talk about your problems. Oh, are you still in pain? Oh, are you still, you getting other surgeries. But no one wants, you know, they just want to make sure you're more miserable than they are. Some people may genuinely care, but a lot of them, sometimes they just want something to talk about. It's not necessarily anything that they really mean to look upon. They just want to make sure that you're in a worse situation than they are. So, um, just keep in mind that every time that you're talking to people, unless this is like your best friend or family or something, don't keep the conversation so negative all the time, because I know a lot of time it's like an entrapment, you know and you got out, you were happy, you didn't want to talk about it, and somebody just catch you out of the blue. Oh, how's this pain? How's that leg? Did you get the surgery? And you didn't want to talk about it. You were having such a great day, and they just mention it. Yeah, you could just turn around and be like, all is well. If you into that Christianity, you be like, Ebenezer, God is still rescuing us. God is still helping. God is still assisting me. God is still helping me. God is still there. God is still present. You know, or you could tell them, all is well. Or you could say, um, God is good. Or you could tell them, if you don't want to say God is good, you could say all the time. And they should know God is good. Because maybe if you say God is good, easily they know they're supposed to say all the time. But maybe you should just say all the time to just make a point, like all the time, and force them to say God is good. So no worries. Unless you're helping me out, no worries. Because the people that are helping you less, that do less to you, they're the one who always want to know your status. For whatever reason. It's like they the one that sends some kind of a hex on you, you know? Um, they always the one who want to know, like, oh, what you doing? What medication you on now? Did they take this? Did they take, like, they remember every single bit of detail, like you were understand, you were in a tribunal, like they had, like they like the opponent lawyer, and they just remember every detail you say, looking for something to just be like, aha, I knew it, you know so just be careful who you tell. But I know a lot of times people do catch you like off guard, and you say more than you meant to say. And another thing too, don't let people tell your story. Don't allow people to just start telling your business to everybody. Some people are rude like that. You know, it's not like they looking for help for you necessarily, but they just go around and just tell everybody your business. You know, everybody know you're um doing this, you're doing that. I mean, everybody know on Thursdays you wear black underwears. On Tuesdays it's, pink. It's like everybody know your business. So you got to be careful who you tell your business to. Sometimes you might even leave with people that you're not supposed to tell you. But sometimes you may have people visiting your home, um that's stopping by, that are just like on their way out. You might have to learn to keep stuff to yourself. Get a mirror to talk to, get a teddy bear to talk to, you know. Just because it's so many people sometimes can be so not trustworthy, and it does have an impact on you at the end of the day, you know. So this is it. I don't want to keep going because I don't want to get into that that churchy thing. We'll talk about that some other time, because I know a lot of people sometimes, a lot of people have made requests about this conversation because we have talked about them on different platforms, on different times. So we'll talk about it, but just it might not be right now. It may be later on. It may be another day, like tomorrow is a good day for that. Um, what was that? Y'all saw that behind my car too, right? Or what was that? Okay, time for me to start and move. I'm home. Was that a leaf? Let me see. I don't sense anything. So it was a leaf. Um, okay. So, yeah, this is it. Um, it's my jacket back there, and that's pink. But something just went back there, and I have no windows down. This is closed. But something, I have to see this again. It's like I just see something like flip flopping somewhere back there, right? Somewhere, wait, I'm trying to like get my finger. Somewhere like no, somewhere like here. I mean, back there or something just like, you know, like, like, okay, it's all good. But anyway, it's always a pleasure and interesting. Maybe someone is sitting on the back mad at me for the things I'm talking because when I mention the church. Okay, chill out. So, anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here with me. I appreciate your presence. Feel free to share with your friends instead of sharing all these nonsense videos of people fighting and inciting negativity in your heart. And instead, do something different, do something more positive, do something that can change someone's life. Because you share a fight with someone, there's no changing their lives. All it's going to do is maybe incite them to go fight somebody else tomorrow, or so on and so forth. But yeah. Um, okay. So share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe, like, and now you know where to stop by. Click that bell so you know when I'm on, because I'm not on all the time. I'm on as I'm able to, and sometimes I may have the video. I just haven't shared it yet, because there's this thing that YouTube does now. When you go on your phone, it goes private and you have to go and make it public. Sometimes they say it doesn't go public. I don't know. But just click the bell so you could get it at least once when I publish, even if it's not there later, but you don't want to like miss out the opportunity for this learning, um, you know. So thank you again for being here. Okay, you were a champ. It's been a pleasure. I hope you learned something. I hope you had fun. Um, and I hope to see you next time whenever I go on. I believe I should go on tomorrow. That's the plan, but let's see how that works. I hope to see you if I do, when I do. And again, click the bell so you know when I go on live. It's not going to like overload your notifications. And as I said, I don't go on all the time. Yeah, and that's it. Mwah. Thank you so much. Take care. Until next time.